It is Monday. It is the 4th of May. And may the 4th be with you. So, a couple of things I want to touch on. Um, my last video. Well, not the very last video, not the stock up one, but the one about no such thing as coincidences. I think I called it something like that. About a week or week and a half ago, something like that. If you haven't watched it, give it a watch. What I think it's really all about. And the more I think about it, the more I think I'm probably right. And it's being used, this Iran situation, it's being used to usher in the reset. The more I think about it, who does it benefit? Shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, obviously Iran did it first, and then America's sort of doubled down on that, right? Who does it benefit? Well, it certainly doesn't benefit the economy. You'd think they'd want to be around the negotiating table and sorting this shit out, telling Israel to get the fuck out of Lebanon, so that it can all reopen. And by the way, even if it reopens now, like today or tomorrow, the knock-on effect of this 9 week shutdown, whatever it is going to be exponential. It's way too far gone, because I think Europe received its last significant oil delivery at the end of April. So there's nothing coming in. So, which is not really very good news for the economy. And I think it's they're collapsing the old system because they want to bring in this new system, which is digital, and they want us all to have a digital ID and have like a Chinese system, where if you don't have good enough social credit, you have your bank cards frozen, and you end up homeless because you can't pay your bills, and your job can't pay you. It's brutal. It's a crime against humanity, and China, quite frankly, shouldn't be allowed to get away with such things. But that's what I think. The more I think about who is really going to benefit, it's no one, is it? No one's benefiting from it. Certainly not us. Our food prices are going to go through the roof. Oil is going to continue to go up. And obviously food prices, everything's linked to oil. Everything. So, old Green Miliband is really, well, it's just a puppet. We all know he's a puppet. But yeah, no one benefits. Only.
I was just letting you know I was here.
That's fine. Only the banks benefit, really. That's the bottom line. And yeah, not good. If it continues for much longer, this stalemate that we have at the moment, it's certainly going to collapse the economy, because inflation's going to go through the roof. Debts already have too much debt on their books to be able to pay back. And once inflation goes through the roof, we go into a period of stagflation. And then after stagflation, well, it's the D word. It's depression. That's the bottom line. So just let these people go past. So yeah, where do I think this is all heading? Put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelts on, because it's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen within the next couple of months. I'm pretty sure, almost certain. Can't be certain of anything, but it's just media's not going anywhere near it. and it's kind of like they don't want to cause panic, right? But yeah, so that's that. The banks will benefit because they will get their much desired social credit system and digital ID and digital currencies, and they will leave us in a state of chaos for a certain amount of time, and then they get what they want. And that's what they want: ultimate control over our lives, complete debt slavery. And if you go against it, if you disagree, they just turn you off. Anyway, whilst I was eating my dinner this evening, I did hear on the news a virus. Of course, a complete coincidence, right? I mean, it's got to be a coincidence that a British boat, it's a British cruise ship, has 3 people that have died on it apparently, and 1 in intensive care. Didn't actually know they had an intensive care unit on a cruise ship, but allegedly they do. And it's called the hantavirus. I've only had a little brief look into it because obviously not really had a lot of time to do any proper research, but apparently it comes from rodents and from inhaling the droplets of rodent wee. Sounds quite unbelievable, really, doesn't it? I mean, you just don't know really what to believe, to be honest. But yeah, that's the new one, and apparently they're not going to let the ship dock. Look it up. It's going from Venezuela to Cape Verde. So yeah, they're not going to let the ship dock because obviously of the fatalities, and obviously they had on the news the guy, you know, stood in a blank room, which could be anywhere. I just want to be safe. Okay, you know, coincidence? No, I don't think so. I think if they run with it, then you know, I think they realise that people aren't going to take fuel lockdowns. People aren't going to go along with lockdowns because of fuel, and certainly not going to go along with climate lockdowns. So I think they had to bring something else into the mix, and something else to keep you distracted, another thing to keep you distracted from the old Epstein war, because that is partially what that situation is about. But the real reason is to collapse the system, because Iran certainly isn't benefiting, America certainly isn't benefiting, the world economy certainly isn't benefiting, we the people are certainly not benefiting. So I'm pretty sure, you know, any businessman would want to head to the negotiation table, wouldn't they, and get this mess sorted out as soon as possible. But no, we're currently in a stalemate, and yeah, and the stalemate could go on for months and months, and then that will put the nail in the coffin of the economy. Part of the plan, if you ask me. So anyway, that's that. I hope you're all well, and I will see you in the next one.